Donkey of the day. Made it.
Oh, you stop dancing in.
Damn, the hee-haw again.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
I ain't trying to be donkey today no more.
They should be embarrassed by what they already did. I'm not making these people do these things.
Called Donkey of the Day, and it really caught me off guard.
Damn, Charlamagne, who got the donkey of the day today?
Well, just hilarious. Donkey of the Day for Friday, October 6th goes to a 65-year-old woman named, 65-year-old man, pardon me, named Michael Arnold. Now, Michael is a pilot, but I think his pilot license should be revoked if he indeed is guilty of the things he's being accused of. First of all, he's being accused of being a world-class stalker. There's a lot of women out there that can relate to having stalkers. Hell, some men too, but this guy, Michael, is on a higher level than most stalkers. Literally. See, he is already under a temporary order of protection. And he was issued a cease and desist from flying any and all aircraft after being accused of 4 years' worth of bizarre sexual harassment from this guy. I can't even make this kind of stuff up. Let's go to Channel 3 News Vermont for the report, please.
65-year-old Michael Arnold of Schuylerville, New York, is accused of aggravated stalking after police say he flew his plane over the woman's house and even threw tomatoes toward the ground. Here's video of what police say are the many instances where Arnold flew low over the village of Schuylerville. An FBI agent told Bennington police that Arnold may be taking off from the Bennington airport and flying against a court order. Court paperwork states Arnold has been stalking the woman for roughly 4 years.
Damn.
In an interview with police, Arnold told them he was not the one flying the plane. He was only on board as a passenger. Arnold spoke with our media partner after a court appearance yesterday in Bennington following his initial appearance on the charges.
If somebody else was flying the plane, couldn't you just ask them to testify on your behalf?
I might be able to. I don't know. I might be able to.
Well, the latest charges also include resisting arrest and violating an abuse protection order. Arnold was released on conditions today, including no flying or going within 300 feet of his plane. His next court appearance has not been scheduled.
I have never, ever heard of anything like this. Okay, this single man, Michael, is using a single-engine Cessna to sexually harass a woman. This man then turned a Cessna into a sexual cesspool. Okay, I've heard of crop dusters, but a cock duster is a new one, okay? Do you know that back in the 1960s, they used to call the Cessna 150s one filthy? Or a cesspit? I'm not making this up. Do your Googles. These were actual nicknames for these small planes, but I don't think that's fair to the plane. The plane doesn't have a life. It doesn't have a soul, a personality, an energy. The reason planes should get nicknames is because of the pilot. For example, the Cessna 180 that Michael was on board in, it has a nickname, and the nickname is the Sky Wagon because they call it the station wagon of the sky. This is very true. Google it. And that's scary because the station wagon is the vehicle of serial killers. Charles Manson had a station wagon. Well, let's stay the course. We're talking about stalkers here, okay? This man is 65, and he's literally acting like a cartoon character, okay? You sent a naked picture of you laying in bed and didn't get a reply, so you decided to take it to the sky. Okay, look, it's a perv in a plane. I've heard of letting your freak flag fly, but Michael has decided to fly with a freak flag. This man flew so close to the house that windows and doors would rattle. This woman claims that one time the pilot pelted her home with tomatoes. Now, the symbolism of throwing tomatoes is because, for whatever reason, folks used to see tomatoes as a symbol of poor quality, so throwing tomatoes at someone would be equivalent to telling them they were not good enough. If you were going out of your way for 4 years, allegedly, to stalk a woman by flying your plane near her house, then you, sir, are letting her know she's good enough. Knock it off with the tomatoes, okay? Not to mention, if you're 65, and if you can afford to fly your plane by this woman's house damn near every day, won't you just move like a real sugar puff daddy and use that money you would spend on gas and just spend it on her? Okay, it ain't tricking if she's worth it. All right, you busy being the dirty old man flying over the cuckoos, and that's when you could be the dirty old man flying this young woman out. All right, another mistake, Michael, and you know this from flying. You have to know when you're flying too high. You're 65. You can't go chasing 40-somethings at 65. You got to stick to the Golden Girls and the Jamie Lee Curtises that you used to, because being that you're 65, okay, he's not even a good-looking 65.
Oh.
I know.
Michael.
If a stroke was a person, this is what it would look like.
Oh, my God.
All right? He looks like if a pile of mashed potatoes shopped at Abercrombie & Fitch. He looks like the oldest love child of Peter Griffin and Brian the dog. If Peter was into bestiality and Brian the dog could have babies, this is what their eldest 65-year-old child would look like. Look at him. Look at him. Okay? At some point in life, he definitely called a black pilot a flying monkey. Okay? All I'm trying to say is, whether you do it via plane, train, or automobile, stalking is wrong. Please give Michael Arnold the biggest hee-haw. Actually, let Kathy Griffin give Michael Arnold the biggest hee-haw.
Please give this giant jar of mayo the biggest hee-haw.
This is definitely a human jar of helmets.
Want to keep going?
Nah, I don't think we need to keep going. There's nothing racist about what he did.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey of the day.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Now, when we come back, Stephen A. Smith will be joining us. We're going to kick it with Stephen A. A lot to discuss. A lot going on with sports. So we're going to talk to our friend Stephen A. Smith. So
he got some stuff going on in his personal, too. Just personal things we can talk about.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. When we do that, when we come back, so don't move. And peace, BET. BET. We'll see y'all on Monday. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Donkey of the Day is brought to you by the law office of Michael S. Lamonsoff. Don't be a donkey. Dial pound 250 on your cell and say the bull if you've been hurt in a construction accident. That's pound 250 from your cell and say the bull.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.